We live in a world that glorifies connection, relationships, and networking. We're told that success is about who you know, that if we just reach out to the right people, if we chase them hard enough, we'll be accepted, validated, and successful. But let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed that the more you chase people, the further they seem to drift away? That's because chasing people is not about them, it's about you. It's about your fear of being alone, your need for external validation, your belief that your worth is determined by someone else's attention. And here's the hard truth. When you make other people the center of your universe, you lose yourself in the process. You spend so much time trying to impress, to please, to fit into someone else's world that you forget to build your own. But the moment you stop chasing people and start focusing on yourself, something incredible happens. You grow, you learn, you become someone who no longer needs to chase because you are now someone worth chasing. People are naturally drawn to confidence, to self-awareness, to those who walk their own path without desperation. The strongest relationships, the best opportunities, and the deepest connections don't come from running after others. They come when you stand firm in who you are. So stop running, stop begging for attention, for approval, for someone else to recognize your worth. Instead, turn inward, invest in yourself, develop your skills, sharpen your mind, and build a life that excites you with or without the people you thought you needed. Because the truth is, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right life will never require you to chase. They will align with you when you are ready. Think about the people you admire the most. Are they the ones constantly seeking approval? Or are they the ones who stand firm in who they are, who carry themselves with confidence, who don't need to chase because they attract? When you stop chasing, you make room for the right people, the ones who genuinely appreciate you for who you are. These people won't need convincing. They will see your value because you see it in yourself. One of the most magnetic qualities a person can possess is self-awareness. When you truly know your worth, when you've spent time understanding who you are, what you stand for, and what you're capable of, you radiate a kind of confidence that draws people in. It's like a light that attracts others without you ever having to chase them. In a world where so many people are constantly trying to prove themselves, those who are secure in their own values stand out. It's almost as if they have an invisible pull, one that draws others toward them without any effort at all. This is the power of authenticity. People can sense when you're being real. And when you are true to yourself, when you don't try to be someone you're not, it sends a message to everyone around you. I am comfortable with who I am, and I don't need to seek approval to feel good about myself. The more you focus on your own growth, the more you naturally attract the right people into your life. When you're focused on building your skills, living according to your values, and aligning with your purpose, you become a beacon for those who are on the same path or who value those same qualities. But here's the thing. This doesn't mean you need to be perfect. No one is. You don't need to have it all figured out or present yourself as someone who has all the answers. What draws people in is your willingness to be yourself, flaws and all. It's your authenticity, your vulnerability, your honesty about who you are and where you're at in life that creates the connection. When you are genuinely yourself, you give others permission to be themselves too. This creates a safe space, and people are drawn to that kind of energy. They want to be around people who make them feel comfortable, who make them feel seen and understood. And the best way to do that is to first offer that to yourself. Self-awareness isn't about being arrogant or overly self-focused. It's about knowing what you stand for and how you want to show up in the world. When you're clear on that, you stop wasting energy on things that don't align with your values, and you stop chasing people who don't recognize your worth. Instead, you attract people who share your values, who respect your boundaries, and who support your growth. These are the people who will walk with you through life's challenges, celebrate your successes, and uplift you when you're down. These are the relationships that last, not because you fought for them, but because they were built on mutual respect and genuine connection. The more you invest in yourself, the more your worth becomes undeniable to those around you, people naturally gravitate toward those who are self-assured because they want to be around that energy. They want to be around people who don't need external validation to know they're enough. So stop chasing, start focusing on your growth. Dive deep into who you are, what makes you unique, and what you want from life. When you do this, you'll find that the right people are already looking for someone just like you, someone who knows their worth. And as you continue to evolve and grow, you'll notice that the people who are meant to be in your life will align with you effortlessly. They won't be attracted to a version of you that you've created for approval. They'll be drawn to the real you, the person who doesn't apologize for their worth, who is unapologetically themselves, and who exudes an authenticity that is magnetic. We all have a limited amount of energy each day. Every thought, every action, every decision requires a certain amount of our mental, emotional, and physical resources. The way we choose to spend that energy directly impacts our growth, our happiness, and our success. When you spend your energy chasing people, whether it's seeking their approval, trying to win their affection, or bending over backwards to make them see your worth, you are essentially taking valuable energy away from the things that truly matter: your growth, your vision, your purpose. It's easy to get caught up in the external world, to focus on what others think of you, or to try to fit into someone else's idea of success. But when you constantly pour your energy into these pursuits, you're neglecting the most important investment you can make: investing in yourself. Every time you chase someone, you divert precious energy from cultivating your skills, honing your talents, and building a life that aligns with your deepest values and desires. What could you accomplish if you redirected that energy inward? What could you create if you stopped seeking external validation and focused solely on becoming the best version of yourself? Your time, your attention, your energy, it's all limited. And once it's spent, it's gone. So why waste it on things that don't bring you closer to your goals, to your vision, to the person you're meant to be? Instead, consider the power of investing your energy in the areas that truly matter. Focus on your personal growth. What new skills can you learn today? What mindset shifts can you make to help you move closer to your goals? Don't wait for someone else to tell you that you're ready. Take ownership of your journey. Invest in your vision. Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, or 20 years? What kind of life do you want to create? By focusing on your own future, you give yourself the clarity and motivation to stay on track, regardless of the distractions around you. Chasing people is exhausting. It's like running in circles, hoping that someone will give you the validation you crave. But at the end of the day, all you've done is drained yourself without getting closer to where you want to be. Instead, when you focus on what you can control, your growth, your vision, your purpose, you begin to build momentum. Your energy becomes purposeful, and everything you put out into the world is in alignment with who you truly are and what you're meant to do. The people who are meant to be part of your journey will find their way to you naturally because your energy will speak for itself. So stop chasing, redirect that energy into what truly matters. Build yourself, follow your purpose, and watch how the right opportunities and people will begin to align with your path. Remember, your energy is limited. Use it wisely. Invest in the things that will make you the person you're meant to be, and watch as everything else falls into place. In today's world, it feels as if everyone is constantly surrounded by noise. We're connected through social media, constantly in communication with others, and always influenced by the opinions and actions of those around us. It's easy to get swept up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, always trying to keep up with others, chasing external goals, and seeking approval. But in all this chaos, we often overlook one crucial element for growth and clarity: solitude. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness stems from a lack of connection with others, a sense of isolation that feels empty and painful. But solitude is different. Solitude is a conscious choice to step back from the noise and distractions of the outside world. It's about intentionally creating space to reflect, to think, and to reconnect with yourself. The truth is, the greatest ideas, the most profound self-awareness, and the strongest character are often forged in moments of solitude. When you are alone, free from the constant chatter and influence of others, you have the opportunity to hear your own thoughts clearly. In solitude, you can reflect on your life, your decisions, your actions, and your purpose. It's in these quiet moments that you begin to truly understand who you are and what you want out of life. Embrace solitude and watch how it transforms your life. The greatest insights, the deepest understanding, and the most profound growth come not from chasing others, but from sitting quietly with yourself and finding clarity in the stillness. In today's world, it feels as if everyone is constantly surrounded by noise. We're connected through social media, constantly in communication with others, and always influenced by the opinions and actions of those around us. It's easy to get swept up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, always trying to keep up with others, chasing external goals, and seeking approval. But in all this chaos, we often overlook one crucial element for growth and clarity: solitude. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Loneliness stems from a lack of connection with others, a sense of isolation that feels empty and painful. But solitude is different. Solitude is a conscious choice to step back from the noise and distractions of the outside world. It's about intentionally creating space to reflect, to think, and to reconnect with yourself. The truth is, the greatest ideas, the most profound self-awareness, and the strongest character are often forged in moments of solitude. When you are alone, free from the constant chatter and influence of others, you have the opportunity to hear your own thoughts clearly. In solitude, you can reflect on your life, your decisions, your actions, and your purpose. It's in these quiet moments that you begin to truly understand who you are and what you want out of life. When we are constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's social media, conversations, or even just the hustle of life, we rarely have the mental and emotional space needed to think deeply. It's only when we retreat from the noise that we can gain the clarity to understand our own motivations, desires, and goals. Solitude allows you to strip away the distractions and focus on what really matters to you. It's where you can define your purpose, refine your vision, and build your character. It's where you can confront your fears and doubts head on without the influence of others. In solitude, you are not pressured to fit in with anyone else's expectations. There is no need to seek validation or compare yourself to others. You can simply be with yourself, allowing your true thoughts and desires to surface. This self-reflection is essential for growth. It is in these moments of quiet that you will often find the clarity you need to make important decisions, to take bold actions, and to define the life you want to create for yourself. Solitude also fosters creativity. When you're alone, your mind has the space to wander, to explore new ideas, and to make connections you might never have thought of in the noise of daily life. Many of the world's most innovative thinkers, creators, and leaders found their inspiration during times of solitude. It's in these moments that the best solutions to complex problems arise, and new paths forward are illuminated. Most importantly, solitude helps you develop the inner strength and resilience needed to face life's challenges. In silence, you learn to trust yourself. You learn to be comfortable with your own thoughts and feelings, and to rely on your inner guidance rather than the approval or opinions of others. Embrace solitude and watch how it transforms your life. The greatest insights, the deepest understanding, and the most profound growth come not from chasing others, but from sitting quietly with yourself and finding clarity in the stillness. We often hear that success is about who you know, and in many ways, that's true. Our lives are deeply influenced by the people we surround ourselves with: friends, colleagues, mentors, and even casual acquaintances. But what if the secret to attracting the right people into your life isn't about chasing them, impressing them, or bending over backwards to fit into their world? What if the real secret lies in focusing on becoming your best self? When you stop chasing after people and start working on becoming the best version of yourself, something extraordinary happens. The right people naturally align with you. This isn't about forcing relationships, seeking approval, or desperately trying to fit into someone else's world. It's about becoming the person who attracts those who share your energy, your vision, and your values. The truth is, people are drawn to authenticity. When you focus on your personal growth, when you invest in your purpose, and when you live in alignment with your values, you radiate a certain energy that others notice. The right people, the ones who genuinely align with you, are attracted to that energy. They want to be around you because they sense that you are grounded in who you are and what you stand for. Chasing people often stems from a place of self-doubt. We believe that we need others to validate our worth, to confirm that we are enough. But when we stop seeking validation and start trusting in ourselves, we stop chasing and start becoming. We begin to trust that the right people will find us, not because we're desperate for their approval, but because we are living with intention, purpose, and authenticity. The more you focus on your own growth and development, the more your energy aligns with the things that truly matter to you. And when your energy is aligned with your values and purpose, the people who share those values and that purpose will naturally be drawn to you. These are the relationships that are built on mutual respect, trust, and authenticity. You don't need to work hard to impress or convince anyone. The connection is organic, and it's built on a foundation of shared vision. But here's an important point. The right people may not always be who you expect. Sometimes the people who are aligned with your purpose and energy may not look like what you thought you needed. They may come into your life in unexpected ways. They may challenge you, push you outside your comfort zone, or encourage you to grow in ways you didn't anticipate. But that's the beauty of aligning with the right people. They help you become even better. The right people won't require you to compromise who you are. They will respect you for your authenticity, and they will encourage you to keep pursuing your growth, your dreams, and your purpose. They will bring out the best in you, and you will do the same for them. Together, you will create a support system that is based on mutual understanding, respect, and shared goals. So if you feel like you're constantly chasing people, trying to fit in, trying to gain approval, trying to impress, take a step back. Focus on yourself, invest in your growth, your purpose, and your authenticity. As you do this, the right people will start to show up in your life. They won't be drawn to a version of you that you've created to please others. They will be drawn to the real you, the one who is unapologetically authentic, who knows their worth, and who is committed to becoming their best self. And when you stop chasing, you'll realize that the right people were always meant to be there. They just needed you to align with your true self so that the connection could happen naturally. Embrace your journey, trust the process, and let the right people come to you. Success in its truest form isn't just about external achievements, accolades, or the approval of others. It isn't about what you have or what you've done. It's about who you are at your core. The foundation of every opportunity, every relationship, and every moment of happiness you experience starts with you. You are the source from which all these things flow. Too often, we fall into the trap of believing that success comes from external factors. We think that if we just meet the right person, land the perfect job, or achieve a certain status, then everything else will fall into place. But the truth is, your success begins within you. Your mindset, your self-awareness, your values, and your sense of purpose all lay the groundwork for the life you want to create. Think about it. How can you expect to build meaningful relationships if you don't understand who you are or what you truly want? How can you pursue opportunities if you haven't first taken the time to cultivate the skills, mindset, and confidence necessary to seize them? Your external world is simply a reflection of your internal world. If you haven't yet invested in yourself, you may find that the relationships you attract or the opportunities that come your way aren't in alignment with your goals or values. Building yourself first doesn't mean being selfish or ignoring the needs of others. It means putting the time and effort into understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, and your true potential. It means creating a life that's aligned with your values and your purpose so that every action you take and every decision you make is in harmony with who you are at the deepest level. When you invest in yourself, Whether that's through personal growth, education, health, or emotional well-being, you become the kind of person who naturally attracts success. You build the resilience, determination, and mindset necessary to overcome obstacles, to keep moving forward when times get tough, and to recognize opportunities when they arise. Success is not a destination, it's a way of being. It's about how you show up for yourself every single day. Your relationships will flourish when you build a strong foundation within yourself. When you are secure in who you are and comfortable in your own skin, you no longer need to seek validation from others. You are able to show up authentically, which draws people toward you who appreciate and value you for who you truly are. These are the relationships that are meaningful, fulfilling, and mutually supportive because they are based on respect, understanding, and trust, not on the need for approval or external affirmation. Opportunities will flow to you when you focus on building your own skills and expertise. The more you invest in developing yourself, the more confident you become in your abilities. You begin to see the world not as a place of obstacles, but as a playground of possibilities. You'll recognize opportunities that others may miss because you are clear on what you have to offer and how you can contribute. Success is not just about being in the right place at the right time, it's about being the right person for the opportunities that come your way. So, start with yourself. Invest in your growth, your well-being, and your purpose. Build a strong foundation of self-awareness, confidence, and resilience. When you do this, everything else, your relationships, your opportunities, and your happiness will follow naturally. Remember, you are the foundation of your own success. When you become the best version of yourself, everything else in your life will be in alignment. The world will reflect your inner strength, and you will see the opportunities and relationships you've been waiting for appear as a result of the work you've done on yourself. In conclusion, the journey to success, fulfillment, and happiness begins within you. When you stop chasing external validation, start investing in your growth, and focus on becoming your best self, the right people, opportunities, and experiences will naturally align with your energy and purpose. Remember, you are the foundation of your own success. Every decision you make, every action you take shapes the life you are building. And by embracing solitude for clarity, redirecting your energy toward what you can control, and staying true to yourself, you create a powerful force that attracts everything you need. As you continue on this journey, always keep in mind that the right people will find you when you stop chasing, and that your happiness, growth, and success are all the result of the energy and intentions you put out into the world. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this message. May you continue to build yourself first, trusting that everything else will follow. I appreciate your attention, and I wish you all the best in your journey toward becoming your best self.